Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we're going to go over the tier list update for the release of Cha and XSR Plus Dowon. There are not a lot of other changes, just a couple of units, because even though they buffed Doris and Rihanna, there is not really a major impact, I would say, on the overall tier list. So for that reason, we're just going to see a couple of movements, but that's about it. We're going to start with the new units. We have Cha. I placed him in the irregular tier just because his damage is really high. Sure, he has some requirements in terms of teammates, but that's not too big of a deal. And he also provides a massive energy decrease that he can just spam and is bound to get better also in the future as we get more units that can support him. And also, as soon as we get the Mago buff, is going to be even stronger. So that's really good. I think he's a great DPS to have. You don't even have to max him. If you just get him at 0 dupes, is gonna be enough. And I know a lot of people don't have enough tickets now since we just had the Urek banner, the family hat banner. So I'm sure not many people will have enough tickets to max him out. So at that point, guys, I wouldn't even bother pulling, because if you pull and you don't max out the unit, it's kind of awkward. You cannot really use it that much. And also you will miss out on maybe some future units. It's better to just save up your tickets until you have enough to max out a unit directly. That's just an overall recommendation. Especially for Cha, that is already strong at 0 dupes. Getting him to like 3 red won't change much. And getting him to orange 4, not even. So you either get him to 0 dupes or you get him to max like Rainbow 5, and that's it. Like those are your only two options. But it's a really strong unit. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this guy. I was considering placing him in a ranker arrow up, but then I would have to like derank some other units that they placed there. So I was like, yeah, let's give him a regular for now, then we'll think about it. But I think he deserves it. A lot of people manage to kill Shias in hard mode at crazy high deficits, or also in normal adventure at crazy high deficits. So I really think there is no problem. This guy is really OP. And yeah, that being said, I think for Cha, there isn't much else to mention. I gave the same ranking for below 350 and above 350. So no surprises here. It's just irregular arrow down in both. Survivability is a bit on the lower end, but we're going to talk more in detail, obviously, during the character review. For the tier list, I think that's enough. We can now talk about XSR Plus Dowon. So I was not sure how to rank her because her utility is insane. Like the active skill cooldown reduction for all blue allies is really valuable considering how frequently she can spam it. The thing is, at the moment, we don't have a lot of blue allies that can really leverage it, even though we actually have a few. Like, it's not like we have none, but like the units that can benefit from it are Revolution Bomb, we have Alfine, we have Garam, both of them. Orkney a little bit, but his best one already has no cooldown basically, so that's okay. Urek a little bit, but is not really necessary. And Dowon as well, a little bit can benefit, but nothing much. So basically, you're going to have to use your Dowon with either Urek or Revolution Bomb or Alfine or Garam to get the most out of her kit. All of them will like this effect, so it's going to be great. I thought of ranking her maybe a bit lower, like S tier, but maybe that was too rough. It's not a unit that I would recommend unless you have the units I mentioned. So if you don't have Revolution Bomb maxed out, if you don't have Alfine maxed out, if you don't have Garam maxed out, it's a unit you can skip. Hopefully they will rerun them. We have no idea. So far they've not rerun a single Data Tower unit, but they're bound to get reruns sooner or later. Maybe also some structured one. I have no idea. But yeah, definitely if you can pull for her, she's going to be a great unit, also valuable in the future as more blue units come out. Definitely we can find more synergies there. For right now, maybe not a necessary one, we can say that. So I gave her ranker in both below 350 and above 350. That's about it. Really, there is nothing else to say about this unit. She's not a DPS, so don't expect her to deal damage. You can run her with Doris, you can run her with Runda, or you can go L or Barry if you want extra survivability. But I would recommend one of the first two that I mentioned. So Doris would be fine if you already have a Runda on the same row. Otherwise, you can go Runda. That's kind of the idea. If you play her with Revolution Bomb, it's probably better if you give Doris to Revolution Bomb and then you leave Runda to Dowon. That's kind of a plan. And yeah, that's all for Dowon as well. Now we can talk about the changes that, as I mentioned, are just a few, literally two. The first one is that I moved Princess of Zahard from High Ranker Arrow Up to just I Ranker. The reason for that is that a lot of people have been complaining about her not really performing too well at higher deficits, like 450, 500-ish. Even though it feels strange because she can kill anything at hard mode 400 deficit, at least from my personal experience. Uh, so I don't know. And also her utility is still insane because she can block active skill, like effectively delay the active skill cooldown basically indefinitely. So enemies cannot use active skills. That's valuable enough. It's kind of hard to keep alive, that is true, at the beginning of the fight, but it's okay. I mean, it's acceptable with the unit we have now, I think. And yeah, maybe damage-wise, against certain compositions, it could be on the lower end. We don't have a lot of good supports for her at the moment, or at least not supports we can spare for her. Maybe as we get more, like her damage is gonna be fine again. But since I saw a lot of people complaining, I decided to lower her rank a little bit, even though I still believe she kind of fits in the high rank RR up, but at the same time, it's also fine to just be high ranker, and that's it. So yeah, that's it for Princess of Zahard. The next unit is just beta. For the above 350 deficit, I moved him from S arrow up to ranker arrow down. For the below 350, he already had that ranking, mostly because it could deal some damage. Below 350, it deals a substantial amount of damage. As you go higher in deficit, that damage will go lower in value. The thing is, now it can run Doris, so it kind of got a really nice set. Or you can run the new Ryan as well if you want. I'd rather go with Doris, but it's an option. And in both cases, it got some upgrades. And I think it's fair to keep his ranking consistent between the two deficits because he doesn't really care about survivability in general. His damage, yes, will go down. But with Doris, he has some more utility. So I think it's definitely deserved to keep the ranker, even though he has an arrow down. But I think it's still a really good placement for that guy. And it doesn't need like crazy investment. I would say you can keep this ranking also at 0 dupes, more or less. Maybe you can go a bit lower because his damage will be non-existent. But still, the utility, so the early grouping and also the barrier break and the 10-second for sure that is going to survive is massive enough. Plus, we get now the Doris buff, so it gives swiftness to allies and also applies an energy decrease on the enemies. So really good stuff. And I think this guy now definitely deserves this ranking. Everything else I did not touch. I tried Doris on a lot of units, but I think in general, like data machine I could have increased because of Doris, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, maybe an arrow up could have been fine, sure. Maybe we'll do it in the next tier list. But yeah, like I did not consider that as a relevant enough upgrade for it to warrant an increasing ranking. So I did not change that. And Revolution Bomb, yes, he got an improvement in his sub DPS slash utility role with Doris, but I think that's still not enough to get to high ranker. Maybe I'll consider it in the future, but like also considering that XSR plus Dowon works really well with him, maybe it would have been justified. I could have done like high ranker arrow down for Evolution Bomb, But for now, I decided to just leave him here at the moment. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this, if you have any additional changes that you think I should make, or any additional suggestions. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!